Hey guys, it's Rachel Castille. Welcome to Typology Tuesday. Today I'm going to be talking about trusting your natural energy and following your creative flow. So, here at Typology Corner, we talk about all things the Enneagram, Myers Briggs, objective personality, and human design, which is my latest fascination, is understanding our energy styles, how our aura functions, and what flow looks like for us depending on our personality type. And I recently learned about being a manifesting generator. And this is a really cool system. There's generators, manifestors, reflectors, and projectors, and then also the manifesting generator. So essentially, just talking about maybe the pitfall of a manifesting generator and how they can get out of alignment with their own energy flow is that they can get in their head and not be listening to their gut and like where their creativity, their sacral energy wants to go. And so this was something that I had heard about. I'd heard actually from a business partner of mine mentioning like the types like a year ago. And I was like, what is that? And then recently when I was in India, I heard about, another friend mention it and or mention one of the types. I was like, what is that? She's like, oh, it's human design. And so it was like this another piece of language for describing what is natural and what alignment looks like for us, depending on how we're wired. So, but this being said, so energy also comes into play regarding your objective personality type too. Something that they talk about is the animals, which is the use of two cognitive functions together to do an action. So, those four animals, we've got consume, play, blast, and sleep. So we have an order of how we like to use our energy. Certain things we give our energy to regularly. It's very like almost addictive. It's easy to do that. And other things we can kind of avoid, or we've used all our energy up and now the last thing is kind of left undone kind of thing. So that's another aspect of energy and recognizing these things about ourselves. So in the world of objective personality and the animals, for me, I am an ESTP. Consume, play, blast, sleep is the order in which I use my energy. I like to consume, take in new information for the self to update the self. That could be like watching a movie, learning, listening to somebody, taking in something new, and yeah, consuming something from the outside to inform the identity. And then play being my second animal preference of how I use my energy. Play is like that pinging back and forth, getting new things with people, and like the pinging back and forth. It's not inner reflection, it's just like that discussion, being in the midst of something and flowing with it and learning with the tribe kind of thing. And then blast is taking known information with the introverted observer function, taking that known categorized, be it patterns or sensory information, and taking that and sharing it with the tribe. It's like teaching essentially. So as you start to move into the third and the fourth one, for me, it starts to be what we call a demon animal. You have your saviors and your demons. Saviors are the things that come very natural. You're almost addicted to doing them. And so yeah, blast and then sleep are my demon ones. So it's good to let up on your addiction and find balance to do the things that come a little less natural to you. So what I'm doing right now, I'm blasting. This is not a hangout. This is not a discussion. I'm here doing a monologue. So yeah, so balance, right? And then sleep is the two internal cognitive functions of my type as an ESTP, that is introverted thinking and introverted intuition. And it's going over, reflecting, and coming to conclusions on things that you've experienced, things that you've been through, and coming to a conclusion and making a decision on like that internal, how does your identity land on this, and going over those observations, that reflective, that internal thing. So that's what sleep is. So that is my last animal in the cognitive function stack, and then my animal stack is sleep last. So that just means that my energy at the end of the day, it's going to consume, take in stuff, it's going to play with people, it's going to blast, and then it's going to reflect at the end of all of that. And yeah, so I could just keep taking in more and not take the time to reflect on and refine down what I've already gathered. And yeah, conclude on those things. So that's some foundational things about energy. And then also I'll bring in the Enneagram. So when we talk about trusting your natural energy and following your creative flow, there's different factors that could be affecting whether or not you're able to do that very well, to trust yourself. And the Enneagram, a lot of times, is what does throw us off. So our Enneagram type is more our emotional patterns, our coping strategies, the way we have managed shame or managed fear or anger in our life. And it's kind of been a pattern that we fall asleep into because it's worked for us, but it can keep us almost not trusting, and we can be resisting our real identity, our spiritual gifts, because we are getting our needs met in a way that our coping strategy has worked in our life. So we can kind of be out of alignment in a way. So for me, I am an Enneagram type 2. I am the helper. I'm in the heart triad, which is also the shame triad. And things that I've seen that has come up for me that would mess up my natural flow of where I want to be, where my heart wants to go, is the emotion of shame coming up and unworthiness, and in a sense, like finding identity through what I do for others or what I produce in a task. And that can be a way to mask shame instead of actually be delivered from the shame and not actually believe it. So when that shame is actually still under there, and there's a root lie that my heart is still believing, that can throw me out of my natural creative flow, where I'm not trusting my instincts. I'm not trusting where my heart wants to go. I'm not trusting my passions and the things that I'm wanting to do. I'm feeling all of the things that people want from me, or need of me, or the things I need to do to have worth, to have value. And yeah, I'm judging myself by these metrics, that my identity is wrapped up in these things. This is the downfall of not dealing with your Enneagram issues and letting those things come into the light, and navigating what coming out of that stronghold looks like. Um, so the journey of like how to get back in your flow, how to get back in your energy, you have to take the time to recognize where it's wanting to go. Be it maybe you need to talk to somebody and begin to work through those limiting beliefs, the fears that's coming up, the shame that's coming up, the anger that's coming up, and begin to talk through those things and see what your heart actually needs to heal, to grow, to begin to put your faith in. Your real self is the value. Like, you have to acknowledge what is coming up enough that you let yourself go into that situation to receive what your heart has been needing. And your heart is learning it's worth it. It is worth the detour off of what you've been living, off of the coping strategy. Your heart is learning that it's safe in a new place, and it begins to open up freedom for you to flow and express what you have to say. And you're getting back in touch with your actual voice, with your spiritual gifts. And as you peel these lies off, like, when you think about the Enneagram, there's 9 different types. So that journey looks different for a lot of us. But as we begin to see the root thing that we're struggling with, our heart could be like afraid that we're not going to be taken care of, or we're going to be betrayed, or it's like I don't want to be too much, or these different things, that as we begin to um, get the truth that our heart needs, that thing begins to loosen up. We begin to come more into the present, and the present is where your energy actually wants to go. As children, we were made to flow, to explore, and be full of energy. And the creative ideas that come to us, like for us to do something with it, to create something to add to society, the collective. And but at its core is to enjoy the work that you do, to enjoy the life that you live, to enjoy your relationships. And you can't really do that if you are tethered to something, to conditioning that shut down where your energy wants to go. And you can start basically getting reviews from everybody else and be like, hey, society says I need to do this, society says I need to act this way, I need to dress myself this way, I need to different things. It's not even about the right or wrong of the action or the thing. It's about whether or not you're listening to yourself, you're listening to where your energy, where the flow of the spirit is leading you. Like, it's all relational. Like, the thing I've learned in my relationship with Holy Spirit is that she has absolutely led me back to seeing myself. The byproduct of spending time with your father, with your mother, with your divine parents, you're going to learn about who you are as a being, as body, soul, and spirit, the makeup of who you are and what you add. And yeah, like that rhythm of how we flow together. And their advice to us has everything to do with how they made us. So they're leading us into the blueprint and the path that is fulfillment for us, that is in alignment with our design. And so they begin to show us how our energy wants to flow, how they designed us to function in the world, the gift that we are. And that's the beautiful thing about human design. It's seeing like how your aura is and what your energy wants to do. And the generators are the builders of the world. The manifesting generators, they've got that manifesting quality of speaking things into being and having that energy to build the vision, to build the thing that they're seeing. And each of the types are they exemplify something different in the way that they flow in their energy. So yeah, the beauty for me is seeing, like, beginning to listen to my gut again, listen to what I can sense is good for me at a certain time, and to take off of myself this mindset of all the things I need to do that winds up condemning me. When you combine all of this stuff, you combine like the heart trauma and stuff of the Enneagram type of like, oh, I've got to, I've built an identity around what people think about me or who I am for others, and being in tune with others so much that as God has led me to back up and to listen to what they're trying to reveal to me about what I've been running from, the shame that has been dictating my life, and how where my energy is wanting to go, the things I'm passionate about, the things that I love, and why the passion is shut down, why I can't why this shame is coming up to consume the passion and the joy. And so watching them unravel that and teach me to let go of what I think something should be, so that I can listen, so that I can stay in tune. I can hear my heart. I can hear the voice of God, and begin to be where I want to begin to express what my heart wants to say, and to create things that I see, hey, this is the next thing that I want to produce in the world. This is where my time needs to go today. This is what I'm focusing on in this season. And what guides that, what shows me the foundation of that needs to be established in my life versus what my trauma has had me manage my entire life. That splitting of almost like selling my energy out to serve something that's against me loving myself, in the name of, well, my value is attached to how well I love other people. So I don't value myself as I start to focus on myself. I don't value that. And that type of emotional pattern will shut down a healing journey, because it's like, oh, this is too risky. The kingdom I've built is about to fall. And I can't live with if I put all my chips in, everybody's happy with me, everybody likes me, and I've 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 met every need that I can see, and then I can focus on me after. If that's how I've lived, then it's like this crumbling of the old identity in order to get back in tune, to listen, and to no longer give myself to that, no longer prostitute myself to that desire, being fulfilled, or that getting that hit in my arm, I don't know about people shooting up in their hand. That was weird. Maybe they do. Uh, but yeah, so observing, like getting back in our natural flow and our creativity, it's a trading of the guards. Like the thing that I served, it's the very reason I haven't honored myself, and it's a choice to die to that and come back into alignment. So it's the deconditioning from whatever programming, and we learn this at a very young age. We learn this in our families, we learn this in our upbringing, in our churches, of what we need to do, of what happiness is attached to, what peace of mind is attached to, and it's not real peace. It's how we learned to be loved by others. And um, in order for us to move into what we're meant to do, we have to honor where our energy wants to go. We need to honor what balance looks like. We got to let go of the addiction to what is easy sometimes, comfortable, because there are things that we're called to do that our energy is saying, hey, it's time to start doing presentations. Hey, it's time for me. It's time to start hosting conversations with people online. It's time to start going live. It's time to bring all this stuff together and not tuck my businesses off in a little corner somewhere, but to begin to teach and flow in my passions and the things that I love, and to trust that journey. It's time to be vulnerable. That might be a big part of getting back in your energy, is vulnerability again. You want to create something, but maybe creativity feels vulnerable. And maybe what your heart needs to say right now is hard to say. It's like it bumps into another thing that you've agreed to that actually has kept your energy contained, and it's supposed to flow. All of this, we are the temple of God. And if God is not coming out of us, there's something about us that has the energy stuck. And we have to look at it. It could be something in our heart. It could be unforgiveness. It could be pain that we're carrying. It's future pain we're trying to avoid. Um, all of these things affect us being able to create and be fulfilled in being in alignment. Fulfillment and alignment all has to do with how God created you, your personality type, your wiring, your energy. All of that is connected to how God wants to use you in the world. So even if you became somebody that an environment needed you to be, and that's actually comfortable for you now. You're really comfortable with being that person, but you're not actually fulfilled. You're not actually flowing. You could be keeping yourself in a small place, but you're supposed to be on a platform somewhere. Like all of that is related to stuck energy, contained energy, or flowing. And this is the whole thing. Like I love personality types and all the systems of articulating these things, because we are all very uniquely designed, and it's important that you understand what your energy wants to do, how you're wired. Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? And maybe you look like an introvert because your environment wouldn't let you express yourself, so you learned that is dangerous, right? It's a vulnerability didn't go well, and like all these things cause us to be stuck in places. And also the fear of the unknown. What's going to happen if I let go of control and I actually follow the thing? I keep seeing this thing pop up for me. I'm drawn to this, but I haven't gone. And it's like whenever we make those decisions to go somewhere that we feel led to go, it begins to give us that opportunity to open up our energy, to flow, to learn something new, to learn what we carry. And that then you'll start to get creative vision to create something with what you carry, because you gain so much knowledge on the way. It's like the market research of learning what's in you and how it's needed in the world, what you can contribute to, and what is fulfilling to you, what you enjoy doing. And we have to undo whatever conditioning that told us that's wrong. Hey, be very afraid. Be afraid to go out in the world. Be afraid, as though you can go somewhere where God isn't, where you'd lose contact with God. It's like we got to stop blaming the world on our heart. Hey, you can only be bought by what's in you, and be thankful for the things that shows you what's going on in you. Don't condemn yourself. God never wanted to condemn you when you discover something on your journey. You need to see it. You need to talk to God about it and be like, what's the root? Where did this come from? And God's actually showing you yourself on the journey of exploration so you can uproot the things that's truly not you. You got to lose the belief that you're just inherently evil and you're a sinner and all of this. No, Yeshua came specifically to break that lie off of you. He literally said, I did it. I paid for it. I came to help you wake up and come out of condemnation, shame, and guilt so that you can come into the knowledge of who God made you to be, that you can flow as that in the world, that you can walk in relationship with us. And through that intimacy and that time together, you're going to learn more and more of yourself. Things are going to get unblocked. You're going to find out, hey, that thing that your cousin did to you, that your dad did, that your mom, that person at school said, that hurt your heart right here. And this is how you unhook that. And that had shut down this, and you couldn't express yourself because you went through this and people made you feel this about your voice. It's like all that work, that is energy work. That is God going in there and saying, let's remove this block. Everything that conditioned us out of who we are. That's what the journey of life, as we follow the Spirit, as we listen to what God is bringing up in our present, as we begin to develop greater trust with God, we begin to get on the path of Holy Spirit, and we get to see, oh, that's what you did in me. When I went over there, you were teaching me this. You wanted to show this to me. You wanted to show me what I carried. You wanted to show me just all. There's so many aspects. It's like we're very unique, but it might be, hey, you learn a personality system that gives language for your uniqueness and for the way you move in the world and what is healthy for you, what balance looks like for you, and that you don't compare yourself to someone else ever again. You just spend time with God. You get more knowledge, more revelation of what your flow looks like and what you're here to create. We're all creators. Yeshua's message was, don't you know that ye are gods? And they hated him for it. But that was literally his message, is waking up to the creator that we are, waking up to, we're meant to partner with God to bring into the earth with the things that we're dreaming and seeing and taking responsibility for, the things that we want to move into. We can feel like, hey, I'm drawn to this. I'm here to release into this area, this sector. I'm to be in this space. I'm to be in this country. And I enjoy these types of things. I enjoy speaking. I love teaching. I love coaching. I love discussion with people. And my conditioning sent me all the way in the other way. And this is the journey. When you surrender it all and say, God, take me on the journey, take me on whatever my heart needs to come into the fullness of what you created me to be. And you just begin to walk that out, and God will begin to bring people in your life, and you'll have opportunities to heal from things, to talk about how certain things made you feel, and you begin to get this stuff out. I've recently done some forgiveness work, revisiting things I thought I was over. I thought I was like good, but just realizing like, no, my heart needs to say stuff on this. I need to write all this out and get this stuff, like whatever is blocking my voice, I need to deal with that. And I began to write things and forgive things and speak things out, and then burn what I wrote and just being done with that, and choosing new things and stepping into the next thing that where my energy wants to go, and taking responsibility for the things that my conditioning told me I couldn't do for years, but God has been showing me the vision and stepping into it and stewarding today's version of it. Like, I'm going to create my today version of how my heart expresses itself in this thing, and I'm going to birth this thing, and I'm going to put this in the world. And then I'm going to revisit it, and I'm going to improve it, and I'm going to birth it again. And that's how we exercise in the things that we're called to do. And we just have to trust the process. The thing that God is wanting to show us is like, we're already enough. What we're doing right now is already of value. And we need to detach from this perfectionistic idea of, I've got to do this because I'm seeing how other people are doing it. So I'm not valuing my today production, my today inspiration and creativity. And it's these types of things as well that can shut our energy down. I very well could have not gone live today because I could have got in my head and been like, I don't really think what I'm saying is gonna add up or help somebody, or I need to go learn some more stuff. As I was talking about the animals in objective personality, the animals is a term of using two cognitive functions together to do an action. So the animal of consume is using the extroverted observer, taking in new information for the self, for the identity. So consume. I'm consume first. I can consume information for weeks and never teach it to nobody, never share it. And just, I'm out here gathering in new experiences, and I'm not creating or blasting, producing a product out of it at all. Right. So this is also an aspect of seeing our energy and finding balance and not going so deep into what is comfortable that I could just be consuming and be like, I'm not going to go live. I'm not going to go in and teach. And because my energy generally wants to go into consume and play. I want to go play, have discussions, and kind of just learn with people and not be the speaker, not be the teacher of the thing, but just a fan of it. I like learning and watching videos or whatever. So that whole thing of like, we are the whole person. We're not just our addiction. We are to be doing all the things. We find balance as we steward the use of our energy to take responsibility for what we are to create in the world, and seeing the flow of what that looks like throughout a week. Just seeing like, I mentioned this in a previous video about, there were times and seasons in my life where having like a day in which I talk on a certain topic in time, it began to feel like I'd fall off of it. I couldn't do it because like I wasn't living from a place of giving myself permission to just give today's version of this thing. It's like this, it was this sense of like, it had to be perfect. And it almost like I wouldn't be representing the topic well enough. I'd go back and feel like I got to learn more, though I've been learning for 10 years. Like, the consume first person knows so much on a topic, but yet they'll still think they need to go learn more. They don't know enough to go teach that sort of thing. So yeah, just like beginning to get the lesson that God is bringing me into is really about being present. Back to the Enneagram, right? The Enneagram is showing you the coping strategy, the pattern, the emotional thing you're managing that pulls you out of the present, and the present doesn't feel safe anymore. So that journey of coming back into your spiritual giftings and not just the coping strategy, and offering and knowing, trusting God that in the present, there is a virtue that you're emitting to the world, right? The type 2 is unconditional love, and they have to get over being attached to the thank you and the appreciation and getting their value from what they do for others, to the point of they'll totally disconnect from their own needs, their own awareness of what's going on with them, because they're so in tune with others, right? So that's the journey that God has had me on. But being able to be in the present and trust and say yes to God and give the offering that we are to the world, and trust the temple of God that we are, as we get our souls out of the way and we let God refine our souls, the light of the Spirit begins to flow to others, begins to heal other people, begins to unlock things for them. And again, this is all energy. We can't demonize energy and make it new age. Like literally your energy, if it's not flowing, you're dying. Like literally if the energy, like if you sit, bad example, but you be sitting some places and your legs go to sleep. We've all been there. You got to have movement of the energy. Your legs start getting purple. If you don't have energy flowing somewhere, you'd have to cut off that area because this is dying, so literally we're all energy. So that's what I love about personality types. It can help you to see your energy imbalances, what your natural energy wants to do. And that's the beauty of human design. My new discovery as a manifesting generator of learning of how to trust that gut, that sacral instinct of hearing where I want to go, what is actually good for me versus being in my head, getting out of my head and actually trusting my creativity wants to move into this. This is what's important for me right now. This is what I need to produce. This is the structure I need to create. And I'm just in a season right now of giving God everything, that it's like, God, if you didn't tell me to do it, I'm not doing it. I need to be rebuilt because everything I've been doing, I've been serving shame and condemnation and proving myself to other people, proving my love instead of knowing that I am love and I can trust the flow of the Spirit to lead me to all things in its right time and in its season. That is the biggest thing that matters, that I give God everything. Anything I've been managing and trying to push out, trying to perfect, trying to make sure that I get the result that I want. And I'm too afraid to actually follow the flow of the Spirit because I'm over here micromanaging this thing. I'm like, I don't want people to think this about me. I got to make sure this, I want to make this much money by this time. So this is my conditioning of how I'm going to get there. And I'm not trusting what God is doing, and I'm frustrated and I'm feeling like, God, you're slowing me down. I didn't lost my laptop and all this stuff, right? My laptops, and it's like getting the message of like, okay, you need to unplug. And just this whole journey with God of getting back in the frequency, back in the flow of what my energy wants to do. Like I love vlogging. I love taking video. I love introducing other people in my content. I love having discussions with people, and God's just showing me like, well, make a space for it. Start flowing in it. Stop acting like you don't want that. Stop telling yourself you can't do it. Stop thinking, oh, you got to manage all these other things. You got to make sure all these things are in order, and, try to prevent these people thinking this about you. Go prove yourself to everyone. And eventually at some point, you'll get to do what you love. You'll get to eventually, like all of this is going to lead to that. And it's just God showing me like, no, I've been serving things that is shutting down my energy, shutting down my creativity. It just perpetually makes me undervalue and condemn myself and say, what you're doing is not good enough. You got to go deal with those things. It's like this thing. I got this image of being like seated on my throne in the innermost court of the temple. And instead of being there, that's where abundance is. That's where my true identity is. That's when I'm in agreement with God. And I am moving by the Spirit as my spirit self, because we are body, soul, and spirit. And if I'm out managing the outermost edge of the court, trying to make sure everybody likes me, and I'm afraid, hey, if I go and sit and rest in my authority, these people are going to go away, and I'm not going to have what I need. And it's like this thing, right? And that's what God is showing me, like surrender it all. And really, this is a picture of what seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. That's what that really looks like when you choose to go inside and sit and rest as you truly are, to hear the flow of the Spirit, that your body and your soul, they are subject to the Spirit. It begins to refine the soul. The soul gets clearer and clearer. The soul is like that lens that the Spirit is shining through. And you begin to gain the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, the revelation of your soul, of your body, of the temple. And all of it begins to move in union. And your energy can flow. There's nothing blocking it because you're not micromanaging something. We do this by like, I went through this thing. I don't want to go through that again. And this is what I'm going to do to make sure it never happens again. Guess what? We just jumped out of our authority, and we managing something out here and then we're wondering why our arm hurt, why we got corporal tunnel because we stressed out, but we holding on, we making sure the thing we don't want to happen isn't going to happen. And then we died at 50. Why? Because we lived a stressed out life. That was not our portion, but we didn't live connected to life. We went and tried to make sure death didn't get us instead of resting in life and staying connected, staying at peace, at rest, staying in the flow of the spirit. And this is the thing, God is coming for our idols so that he can set us free. Our idols is why we are dying, why we don't know who we are, why we don't know our authority, why we don't have the creative energy for the things that we want to do. That's why it feels draining. That's why everything, like as we approach things, it's just like, oh my God, I don't And I'll also say something else. I am learning a lot right now because I'm being tested on every side. But I'm learning also to trust when my energy says no, no. That is super important for your yeses to be yeses. You have to say no to certain things. And when God is moving me through a process, there are things that's coming for my energy. And God's like, not right now, not right now, not right now. That's very important because nobody knows us like we know us and God. God knows us more. So the more you fellowship with God, the more you'll truly know yourself and the more you'll come into the flow all the more because you're not just living by your own understanding. But God knows what we're meant to do in the world. And back to the human design system, as a manifesting generator, we are infamous multitaskers. We are multi-called to multiple things, and we're not supposed to just do one thing. And the building and the structures and all the things that we're supposed to be doing and the messaging and the flow of all of that, that is something that God knows. So it doesn't matter how I've been living. I've been living like a projector a lot of my life, living in a straitjacket, saying no, I can't be who I am. I can't do what I want to do because these people are going to say this and they didn't like it and they talked about me and I can't risk that. And I'm out here not being myself, not listening to where my energy wants to go. I think I can't do something because they didn't think it was cool and now I'm gonna be shamed and I'm trying to maintain my self-worth because it's so attached to all of them and blah 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 blah. All of these things totally plays a part in the shutdown, right? So I grew up living mostly out of flow because it was like I'm so like I don't know, I can just put someone on a pedestal and now they need to approve and like what I'm doing because I can't live in my passion and joy myself, right? This whole thing. And so yeah, God was just teaching me like knocking all of that stuff down. And that's a journey of literally like letting go of the idol, letting the thing that I'm afraid of happen. Let it happen. Be okay with it and realize my mandate is my own. The thing that God is showing me to steward, to create, to walk into, it doesn't even matter what I've been serving the last few years. I could feel like, oh my God, Rachel, you're just letting people down in this season because you're so like this and you know you're not giving yourself to everybody like you just always did, you know, like you're listening for what the flow of the spirit is in this season, in this time, and being able to trust that God will bring all things into order. And that the things that like this heart thing of like, hey, this is how I am. This is how I love people. And it's like, okay, well, stop trying to prove your love though. I will lead you and put you where you need to be, and your love will be available where I put you. If I want you to put your love in a video right now, then put it in a video. If I want you to put it in a personal conversation, a phone call, a text message, then go do that. If I want you to put your love in being still and just loving me and just being with me and whatever that looks like that, all of that is like, stop proving yourself, stop tying your worth to execution, to task, to people's opinions, to relationships. And trust me as I am shaping you and molding you and teaching you about yourself. And you can get back acquainted with your actual voice when you begin to honor your creative flow again, when you honor where your energy is wanting to go and stop condemning yourself because it went here and you're like, but there's like those 100 other things I didn't do. And I gotta go and clean up the room. I gotta go fold the laundry. And so that pile doesn't condemn me while I'm over here with you. It's like, that's the thing I'm trying to break off of you, Rachel. You're not defined by any of those things. All you need to do is be obedient to me. I'm going to send you to what matters in its season. You got to trust the refinement process on you, the things that are breaking off, the things that's being refined in other people. We're all connected. People that are drawn to be in my space or to listen to my content, we're all connected. God is doing something in all of us. There's a reason for the overlap. And it's not for me to control it or to say, oh, this is what makes me proud of myself. Oh, I got a heater on in my room, y'all, and man, it's starting to get hot. I was like, why am I so hot? The heater's on. But yeah, like we're all connected for a reason, and I'm not to control that or try to say like, oh, this is what makes me a good person when I do these things, when I cross these, when I dot these i's, I cross these t's every day. That means I'm a good person. That means I've shown up. That means everything about me, that means future success is coming. That means my relationships are doing great. That means I can be proud of myself. I can sleep well. I can like myself today. See this fluctuating identity up and down, up and down, up and down. And God's like, no, mm-mm. All I called you to do is to flow in what I made you for and follow the flow. Everything that God has led me to, oh my God, it just filled me up. It filled the other person up. It blessed them. There was something, my energy poured into their energy and it activated something. It healed something. It delivered something and something began to flow in them. They got clarity. And then there's all kinds of other things. You got to learn the opposite. You got to learn the things to say no to. There's some energy that's just like pulling and saying, I want this from you. You owe me this. Give me this or else, or I'll do this to you. We got to learn how to treat ourselves by saying no to those things. It's not a judgment of people. It's like, come and approach me differently. Don't come at me like that. It's me raising my standard of like, I don't just accept that in my life. I can't let my life be derailed because I don't know where someone thinks that they're going to get their value through attaching to me. I've lived there. Like I literally have lived in that pattern myself. So God is teaching me the toxicity of wanting that and the toxicity of allowing that because somebody wants it. And these are the things of stewarding our own energy, stewarding our own creativity. It's one thing to be like, hey, I want to learn from you. I want to grow. I want to book a session with you. I want this. I want to partner with you in this way so we can flow because there's this, right? Or I just want to be associated with you because I think it's going to make me important. It's going to make me look good in my community or something like that. We got to realize we are all divine. We are all amazing. We all have a purpose, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we're associated with, like in terms of our own mandate. There is blessings, there is abundance, there is connection. That is a beautiful thing. That is a part of it. Like God wants to bring relationships in our life, but God does not want to do us a disservice of us missing who we are through finding our value and identity through attachment, through association. So that is something really important that God's been teaching me, and to not shy away from that, but to really help people grow in their energy, in stewarding all of heaven, right? You got to know there is absolute abundance. Everything that is inside of you, it literally is the fountain of heaven. So as you begin to recognize the abundance, if you have vision for something, you have grace for that thing that God has called you to, and you need to step into it and steward that calling, steward the things that your heart wants to do, and begin to pour yourself into that and get a vision and a heart for the people that benefit from what you're building. So you can see maybe through your explorations, you connect to a community, you connect to a need that they have. And you're like, I can see this would solve this problem in their life. This would bridge the gap. This would heal a nation. This would heal a family. You're able to see, hey, this is the thing that's needed. It might be, hey, there needs to be a mediation or something for people to communicate better. You have the energy. You have the inspiration, you have the creativity to bring about that solution on whatever you're called to. And that's your portion. So it's very important that you begin to steward your portion, steward the thing that was put in your hand that you knew that you saw that would help others. You saw something, you knew the effect of it, once it's burst, and then you're the one to create it, to put energy into it. And it could be you're the person, you're the manifester who goes and talks about it. You might not be the one who's the builder, the generator, but you're the one out seeing it. You're the pioneer. You're speaking about it. You're bringing an awareness to it. And then you inspire somebody else, and the generator comes in and they go and build it. And the reflector, they walk in and they feel the room, they see what's going on, they know exactly what's going on, and they're able to be that mirror for people to help cultures get better and things like this. And the projector, they are studying and they are mastering something, and they know their field, and people come to them for their expertise, and they're able to pour that out and peer into people and help them break through in the areas that they need to. So understanding your makeup and the way you're wired is super important. And yeah, if you want to learn about the Enneagram, about objective personality, human design, and just be in a community of other people who are talking about personality types, I have a private Discord community. You can go to rachelcastille.com and click on join Typology Corner right there. It's going to take you to the Patreon. There is free content of things like this, like the Typology Tuesdays. I'm also bringing back Typology Table very, very soon. Stay tuned. I'll be interviewing friends and just having discussions around personality types. And so that is the free content. And then we have the private content. You can become a patron for $10 a month, and you'll gain so much. I have a private library. I'm adding things to it every single day. It's the archive of my videos, all the things about personality types, and then just more of my own private journey, things that I'm learning, talking about type. I could just be like, just dropping random things in there and having discussions. And it's a beautiful space of being able to answer questions of the people who's in the Discord community, that if there's any personal questions you have, I'll make content on that. And also just hangouts and fellowships that I host inside that community, an intentional space of people who want to grow, want to learn more about how they're wired. And yeah, so that's what the Patreon is all about. Definitely go and get signed up. Go to rachelcastille.com and click on join Typology Corner. It's an amazing community, and you'll be plugged into all the things that I create around typology, personality types, health, growth, and the journey of what it really looks like, the vulnerability of loving ourselves again. So, and if you ever want to know your own type, you can also, at my website, Rachel Castille, go there and book a session with me to learn your Enneagram type, to learn your objective personality type, and also coaching with me. If you just want one-on-one time to spend time with me and get to work through something, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling like you just need a breakthrough in some way, I am totally there to help you with that. And you can book a session, and I'd love to work with you in your healing, your birthing, your alignment journey as well. So yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Honor your energy, honor your flow, and ask Holy Spirit where you need to go, and go in it and trust her. Trust your mother. If you don't know Holy Spirit to be your mother, she is. Ask her to reveal herself to you, and she will absolutely guide you, comfort you, teach you, lead you into all truth, and to see yourself as you truly are. So bless you guys. Thanks for spending this time with me, and I will see you on the next video.